Hello everyone and welcome to ILR4. My name's Cliffy and I'll be taking you through commentary tonight. And as you can see, we've got a wet qualifying, so pretty sure a lot of these guys would have been practicing the dry conditions, so hopefully we get a mixed up grid for qualifying. But before we go into quali times, I'm going to quickly take you through the championship standings up to this point. So in first place we have Chill Drive. He's currently sitting on 127 points. In second place we've got Huberto Mancini. He's on 115 points, 12 points separating the top two. It's all to play for so far. In third place, Richard 97. He's on 107 points. So the top three are sort of running away with this, because in fourth place we've got Jay Carty LFC, and he's only on 66 points. So as I said, top three sort of in a league of their own. In fifth place we've got Cam K. He's on 58 points, and then behind him, we'll just quickly move, we've got Carl Meds. He's on 54 points, and Mr. Stim, a league admin, on 51 points, and then Trench Gun behind him, who has 50 points. Joe NUFC, he's on 50 points. Rich 500, he's on 46 points, and then we have Mr. Skyzy rounding out the top 10 on 31 points. So midfield battle, all to play for still. And Chill Drive has said dry race, so no doubt these guys are going to be qualifying on a dry setup. So we'll mix things up a little bit, because as I said earlier, most of these guys would have done dry practice qualifying wise, and they would have just done a dry race for practice. So before we get into that, last season of course we was here, and the winner of that race, pole was a 1 minute 17.893, and that was by Rink Morris, who I think got promoted, so he's no longer here, but that was pole. And Rink actually won the race on a 2-stop strategy, so strategy again could be the same for this race. He was the only person to do a 2-stop, and of course did win the race, so again that could throw up some strategy changes, as I'm on board with the main aspect. And he's all over the place, and rightly so. This track is so hard to nail in the dry. I can only imagine how these guys are feeling in the wet. Of course, full wet conditions, you can just tell by how much he's chucking it down. On the background as a Williams, I think I was getting all out of shape, but we're going to stay on board with the main aspect, who he's out. He's binned it. He's managed to keep it though, so we will be able to go back to the pits, but that is sort of showing how difficult it is for these guys. Let's go on board with championship leader Chill Drive, and he's got a car in front of him, that's Ryan Berry. So again, some of these guys I don't know, some of these guys I do know, most of them I don't know, so I guess we'll see how that pans out. But I think Ryan's is actually on the Inters up. Yeah, he is. So has Ryan done an absolute masterclass here? And by the looks of it, I don't think he has, because Chill Drive on the wets right up behind him now as they come into the tight twisty sector 2. Again, this track is sort of like Monaco, so you have to go single line through this middle sector. And again, Chill Drive getting held up now by Ryan Berry. What will he do? Because Ryan is on a lap, so he has no right to move, and Chill Drive I think will have to back out of that, or is he going to carry? No, he backed out of it. So Ryan choosing the wrong tyres there, and Chill Drive getting caught up, and no doubt Chill Drive will give him more than enough space in front, and he'll go again. So let's see if I can go on board with someone else. Let's go on board with Mr. Stim, joint league admin of course, as all of you know. So let's see how he handles sector 2. Looks like a bit of a composed lap so far from Mr. Stim. I know Mr. Stim from my love league, and he's a very quick driver, so hopefully he can get a good qualifying position and get himself off to a good start. There's got a bit of traffic up ahead. Again, that's going to hinder him a little bit, put him off his focus as he comes into no doubt the most difficult part of the track, especially in the wet. Taking that nice and smooth, doesn't want to over rev the engine, causing the back end to step out. Mr. Stim comes around the last corner, and he's going to set, wow, not a good lap at all, a 36.8. So I think Stim must have got invalid. So we'll see how he goes, and look at this again, Chill Drive and Ryan still together on track, and this can only end horribly for one of them. Of course, Chill Drive won't want to make any mistakes, because of course he is a championship leader, and that will only allow Huberto Mancini and Ritson to gain ground on him. And I can only imagine, I thought Ryan would have pit, but I guess he just thought maybe he could improve on them inters. But Chill Drive going to be getting frustrated, and Chopper has a 5-place grid penalty, sorry, for a collision with Weiberg. Now, did any of them get wing damage from him? I don't think Weiberg did. His wing looks intact. Let's go on board with Chopper, see if he's got any wing damage. He has damage on the front left. Couple of end plates missing, so Chopper will have to come back into the pits. And let's see where Chill Drive is. And Chill Drive again, still behind Ryan. He's up into 7th, so he has improved. But Ryan's still out there on them intermediate, so I don't know what he's playing at. Whether he thinks the track is going to dry up, and it looks like the rain has settled, so we could get some inters running here. Chill Drive taking it very cautiously through sector 1. Oh, the Ferrari behind him getting all out of shape there. I think that was Carl Meds night when it was Weiberg. So let's go on board with him, see how he takes this lap. You can see how much more he's on the throttle than Chill Drive up ahead, because you can tell by his back end straight stepping out, and the rain has definitely eased here, so he could get some intermediate running towards in the qualifying. But Chill Drive's all out of shape. He's quickly going back on board with him. Look like he's handled it. Oh, there goes Weiberg. Where is Weiberg? There he is. Oh, Chill Drive's gone as well. Now I've got to go back to Chill Drive. So Chill Drive, not having such a chill drive at the moment. I'm going to stop now. But yeah, he might come back into the pits and put on a set of intermediates. I think that might have been the sign the inters are the quicker tyre. So Carl was about to start a lap, I think, or has he just finished one? I think he's just finished one, judging by how much ERS he's got left. He hasn't got that much, so I think Carl's done a lap. But Joe, I think, has had a bit of an off. Trench Gun, I think he's fiddling with the tyres, see which ones are quicker. So I think at the moment he's thinking that the intermediates are quicker. The rain has definitely eased here, but whether the track will dry up in time is a completely different story. Oh, and there goes Joe on the grass, and that is that lap for Joe over. So he'll go for another lap. He's got enough ERS, but his fuel light is flashing, so bit of hit and miss for him. He might just pit just to be safe, that he might run out of fuel. And Chopper has actually stopped on track to I think let cars go. I believe he is. So yeah, Chopper letting cars go off the racing line, well off it as well, so fair play for him for getting out of the way as much as he can. And now Stim doing the same for him. And at the moment, I mean, the championship leaders, you've got Huberto, who hasn't set a lap, you've got Richard, who hasn't set a lap, and Chill Drive only in 10th because he's stuck behind, or was stuck behind Ryan Berry. So Chill Drive's done quite well to set that lap, considering he was held up for both of them laps. Yeah, it's in sector 2. That could be someone letting another. Oh, that's Mr. Stim again, another person on the wets, half spinning. I don't think Mr. Stim got any wing damage from that, so he's done quite well to save that. But he'll be back into the pit. Surely that's a sign that the intermediates are going to have more grip. Them wets are just sliding everywhere. As Ritson sets a lap, don't think that was a proper lap. I think this is going to be his lap now, so we're going to stay on board with him. He's losing the back end, and that is a sure sign that them wet tyres are just not working. You can see Ritson coming from turns 4 now. It's just terrible. Turn 5 now. This is where most people have been in it, and you can see here he goes, and he manages to save it. So fair play to him. But these wet tyres just ain't got the grip. You see understeering now, back end kicking out. Ritson absolutely fighting with the car to keep it in a straight line. So he's got to try to get back to the pits. He's got enough time, but I mean, all the while he's doing stuff like that, All it takes is something to go wrong, and that's it. You're out of qualifying, especially through here. Oh, he's losing it. And Mr. Skyzy actually has gone pole on a set of wets. That's interesting. So maybe Skyzy's finding a grip that others can't find, and he's absolutely blitzed Carl's time by 4/10 of a second. So well done to him. But I'm going to go back on board with Chill Drive. He's on the inters, as I think half the field is now. So let's see what Chill Drive can do on the intermediate tyres. Yeah, these tyres look like they're good to go now. He isn't losing a rear, isn't fighting the car at all. So it is time for intermediates, and Chill Drive doing a fantastic job so far. Coming through sector 2 now, keeping the car well in shape now. As we saw him earlier, half spin and get held up on his laps. This is the first clean lap from him. So let's see what the championship leader can do. Comes through sector 2, looking quite tidy so far. Sector 3 now, again if you're running no ABS, absolute pain, especially the hairpin here. And Chill Drive making mincemeat of that apex as he comes into the final corner. Oh, so close to the pit wall there. And Chill Drive going to come across the line. Is he going to go pole? Yes, he does. A 29.3. Absolutely blitzes his teammates' time. And so 1, 2, 4 full cylinder at the minute. So a good bounce back from them two. They've both got time to come back into the pits and set another lap. So no doubt times will start to fly down now, as the guys will have the nod that the inters are indeed quicker. So let's see what the likes of Huberto and Ritson can do, because they're both in 17th and 20th place. So being involved in the championship and being that far down is quite risky, because if you get invalid then you're pretty much screwed. But hopefully these two can put on a good lap and fight Chill Drive. It's what we all want to see. The three championship leaders all in a league of their own, fighting it out for the win tonight. And Trenchgun, I believe, is letting a car go. I believe, yeah, that's a 4-cylinder. So I think that might be Cam. It is. So let's stay with Cam. I think he's on an out lap, or he's actually on a lap. So let's see if he does actually set a lap. You see he's running OBS as well, so I feel for the poor guy. But Cam comes around in the final corner and he goes second, so he bounces back and comes within 2/10 of his teammate. So let's see if he can improve again. Locking up a treat into turn 1, but that might be a glitch on my screen. He takes turn 1 quite nice, puts the throttle down, back end doesn't kick out as much, so he might have gained a lot of time then. Tin Can at 28.6, so again these times are going to start flying now as the track gets less wet and the inters start to work more and more, start to clear some of that water. You can see a racing line now coming down the back straight. So yeah, times are going to start flying down here. 4 minutes left in qualifying. It's anyone's game who's going to get pole. I personally think that Chill Drive will snatch it at the end, but again watch out for the McLaren because they're in 17th and 20th place, so any of them can. But Tin Can's actually called it a day, so I don't know what's happened to him. He might have, he's binned it. He has absolutely binned it on the curb on the exit. I think the car's has stepped out and he hasn't been able to save it. So that's Tin Can out of qualifying. So he might be ruining that mistake. I might actually start way down the order, considering times are flying. And now we've got Ryan now starting a lap, and the main aspect moving out of the way for him. So hopefully, Ryan's in 4th place, so he's done a very good time at 29.7. But these times are going to start flying now, as I think this guy got ball with Mr. Skyzy, who set that lap on the set of wet tyres when the track was ready for Inter. So this man has shown he's got pace tonight, and let's see what he can do. Chill Drive's on an out lap, as is both McLarens. What was that ahead? I just saw. Wow, look at the queue of cars, absolutely amazing. Of course, where this track is so, it's not as wide as most tracks, so it's all single file through sector 2 pretty much. So these guys have done a very good job of moving out of the way of each other, and Weiberg goes pole with a 28.2, so now Tin Can is going to be ruined that mistake of retiring, and Weiberg 4 tenths clear of the Red Bull driver. Chopper, who got wing damage early on in qualifying, needs to come back out now, so he is on an out lap. Ritson, I believe, is on a lap. Huberto is on a lap as well, so we'll see what the two McLarens can do as Ritson comes around the final corner. Again, the back end stepping out a little bit, but he's done well to save it. He's got on the curb a little bit, back end gone. Ritson will set this time, will he? No, he won't, but he doesn't improve anyway, so Ritson will have one more crack at it. But his teammate Huberto, can he snatch pole off Weiberg in the dying moments of qualifying? Got less than 2 minutes left to qualify now, and the rain looks like it's gone. I mean, he's spitting, but it's not half as bad as what it is. So again, these inters are just going to keep improving all the while the rain eases, and Huberto around the final corner took it a lot better than Ritson, and he comes to the line and he only goes 7th. So Chill Drive will be sort of sigh of relief there, but he has got one more crack at it, as has Ritson. So let's see. Oh, Joe! Oh, Joe's done the same as Tin Can, and he's binned it the exact same place. Got on the curb, lost the back end, and just hasn't been able to save the car. So that's 2 people we've lost in qualifying, but luckily Joe has set a reasonable lap, currently in 6th place. Let's see what Ryan can do. And Cam actually outplaced his teammate, so Cam showing the pace, almost losing the back end there, so he's absolutely pushing them inters. He's done 4 laps on them. Maybe that's a good thing, with them being nice and warm. He might be able to find a lot more grip than the others on a fresh set like Chill Drive will. So it could work out for Cam. Weiberg as well, he's on 3 lap old inters, so I think he might be going for one more run, or is he? I think Weiberg is letting the car go, I believe. Gone way off the racing line, off the track even, to let the car go. And now Cam, he's absolutely pushing at that Force India. And Mr. Sky, I did say to watch him, he goes pole with 28.1, so only a 10th faster than Weiberg. Well, Weiberg's in the pit, so Weiberg is not going to improve. So at the moment, Mr. Sky, currently on pole position. Cam comes to the line, doesn't improve, but he might have enough for another lap. Chill Drive, he's gone for it again. He has. So Weiberg, Chopper, the main aspect, and Jay Carty will not improve as they've crossed the line already. So I think all eyes are really on the McLaren team, because Ritson is all the way in last place and Huberto in 9th. So it's not been a great qualifying for them, and Chill Drive actually down into 7th. So this is crucial that he improves, because if not, it's going to give the other guys a chance of catching him in the championship. So he's pushing that force in like we saw with Cam earlier on. We're going to see who else is going to come. Stim crosses the line and he goes 8th. So that pushes Chill Drive down into 9th. Y Racer goes into 10th. And now that pushes Huberto down in 12th. And Huberto's had an off. Huberto has had an off, so he won't be improving. So now all eyes are on Ritson. Can he improve from a third? He should improve, but whether he'll go up the field or not, I don't know. He needs to keep the rear through this corner, and he does. So will Ritson go pole? He goes 13th, just behind his teammate. So the McLaren boys having a dreadful qualifying. Chill Drive though, coming around the final corner. Can he do anything to get pole? And he goes pole with 28.1. That is what he needed to go pole. And with his nearest competitors, 12th and 13th, Chill Drive is in a fantastic position already, given how small Hungary is. But of course, if it is drive for the race, then these guys will of course get free tyre choice. So that's made Chill Drive's job even more easier. We could see someone go on the Ultras, but I doubt it. I mean, Ultras are terrible around here, and Chill Drive, first pole of the season, absolutely incredible, mate. Well done. 4,000th of a second to Mr. Sky, who will be absolutely gutted that he missed out. But it is Chill Drive, Mr. Sky and Weiberg rounding out the top 3. So it's Chill Drive with his first pole of the season, 4 thousandths in front of Mr. Sky in second, Weiberg in third. Tin Can actually give it to him, 4th place in the lap where the track was sort of drying up a little bit. Trench Gun in 5th, Cam in 6th, Chopper in 7th, who has got that far place grid penalty, so that will promote Verstappen up into 7th, Ryan up into 8th, Mr. Stim up into 9th, Wire Racer into 10th, and Huberto into 11th. So Chopper will be in between the 2 McLarens. So yeah, that should be quite interesting to see how them 2 work their way through the field. I mean, judging by the points, they've got the pace to, so it should be a fantastic Grand Prix. You can see that blue skies for the race, which is what we all want to see. So while these guys are doing their strategies, I'm going to take a quick drink and then we'll get back into the formation lap. So almost everyone opting for the soft tyre, apart from Wire Racer in 10th, who's gone for mediums, Carl in 14th, again gone for mediums, and then we've got Rich and Farthber, if I'm pronouncing that right. Thank God if I'm not, and I do apologise, but they both have gone for the medium tyre as well. I think it's quite sensible, these 2 going for the mediums. They're at the back, so they're not really going to be losing anything if they gain a couple places. They're on the harder tyre, so hopefully that works out for them. But Wire Racer, he is going to be off the pace a little bit, off the guys around him, so maybe that might allow the likes of Huberto, Chopper and Ritson all to get the jump on him. I mean, it's what the McLarens need, because they sort of need to get rid of everyone in front as quickly as possible, because Chill Drive with pole position, I mean, he's got a clear track ahead of him, and around Hungary, you know, you've got to take it and run, and I've got a funny feeling that Mr. Sky and Weiberg are not going to just disappear. They're going to stay with him, and it could be an absolutely cracking Grand Prix. It's all set up to be anyway, with the McLarens outside the points and Chill Drive on pole. This could be a fantastic Grand Prix. But remember, last season Rink won it with a 2-stop. So whether we'll see that again today, I doubt it, with everyone opting for the soft tyres. So maybe everyone is going to go soft medium, with the medium runners obviously doing medium, then to softs. So as we wait for the grid to all come back to their starting places, let's quickly go on board, excuse me, with the man himself, Chill Drive. Let's see if he's acting chill as he wait for the 5 lights. This is a terrible camera angle. There we go. So we're going to go to 5 red lights and lights out, and away we go. I think Chill Drive has actually got a better start there than Mr. Sky. Oh no, he hasn't. Chill Drive actually got off to a bad start there. Now Mr. Sky in the lead by turn 1. Chill Drive going to go down his inside. Yes, he does. Oh, a little bit of contact with the Red Bull. Weiberg goes around the outside and finds himself up into P2. So Chill Drive had a appalling start. You see Mr. Stim falling down the order, so he's had an off. Quickly go to him, and he is off. I don't think he's got wing damage, so he is going to be able to catch up. But up ahead, Weiberg and Mr. Sky both getting a jump on Chill Drive. He ain't going to be happy with that. And behind them, we've got just a whole gaggle of cars. We've got Ritson up into 10th. So again, he's had a fantastic start, and he's just gone down the inside of Farthber. I'm just going to call him Tharth. And he's actually had a good start as well. And Wire Racer, not a great start, but getting on them harder tyres. See Mercedes there going well over the curb. So that was Joe who done that. Huberto's had a good start as well. He's up into 15th, but it is his teammate Ritson who's had a fantastic start. I'd love to see his start, because gaining that many places off the start, must have looked fantastic. But up ahead, Chill Drive going for a move on Weiberg into the hairpin. Chill Drive has it all to do now. He's going to have a better run out the final corner. Yes, he has. Get off the curb, get in the slipstream. Now can at Chill Drive go down the inside of Weiberg? He's going to go for it. Yes, he is. But Weiberg breaks later than him and defends it superbly. And Tinkan being a spectator in this battle, because if anything was to go wrong, then that Tinkan would reap all the benefits from it. But behind him got Trench Gun and Verstappen going side by side. Trench Gun making a move on the Mercedes driver, and Trench Gun up into 5th. So now he can maybe get involved in this four-way fight for the lead. But behind him got Ritson all over the back of Ryan Berry. Can Ritson make up another place as he looks to get past the Sal? But is he going to go for it here? Yes, he is. That is brave. Oh, they've had a little bit of contact, and I think Ryan is going to keep that place. Yes, he is. I think rightly so as well. Oh, look at that. We've got Farfberth going for the move as well. I didn't see that on the medium tyres. Camera angle. Come on. There we go. So Ritson losing out there. Went for a bit of an aggressive move there and paid the price, because now he's back down in 11th place. The main aspect has been disqualified, so I think he's had an off with someone, and he's out of this race. Oh, two Saubers colliding. Oh, Ryan half spinning. So now Ritson is the spectator here. Ritson has to be careful here, because if he gets wing damage, that's his championship more or less up in flames. I'm going to go on board with Farfberth, see what he can do into turn 1. Can he go for the move? He's going to go for it. Look at Ritson. Oh, almost 3 wide. And again, Ryan defends it quite well from both of them. And Ritson, you can tell, was a bit annoyed that he's lost a place, not just to Ryan, but to Farfberth as well. And the top 9, or top 8, sorry, are starting to get away from this little group of cars, because they are battling so much. But it is Ritson who is now the spectator here. So can Ritson make a move up ahead? Oh, who's that? Weiberg is off. Trench Gun, I think, has hit him as well. Oh, I think Huberto's off as well. So I don't think Huberto touched the ball. Trench Gun, I think, has still got a wing, so fair play to Trench Gun. Ritson up into 9th. And again, behind them, look at this. This is just absolutely crazy. Crazy. I don't know where to look. So I don't know what happened to, I think Weiberg might have lost the back end and spun, and the car was just in the centre of the track. Trench Gun obviously come along, had to go off track to keep his front wing intact. And luckily he's managed to do that, but unfortunately it has meant that Weiberg is out of the race. So it's unfortunate for him, but I'm going to go back on board with Ritson again, who's got a front row seat of this battle between the two Sauber boys. Again, these two are teammates as well, so I don't want to see any contact between them. And Farfberth going to go down the inside. Ritson going to try and follow him around the down the inside as well. So now that course gives Ritson the outside and Ryan the inside. But is Ryan going to break late? Yes, he does. Oh, there's a little bit of contact, and Ritson gets the place on Ryan. I don't think there was nothing in that. I think Ritson's just defending from Ryan. But behind him we've got Y Racer on their medium tyres, remember. So he's on the harder tyre and he's actually doing bits. But down this turn 4 side by side. Oh my god, that never ends well. Trust me. Going on by last season. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there with Cole, and Cole's half spun. Trench Gun down into 13th after that half spin, and now we've got Cole having to get them tyres, get the grass off the tyres, and Ryan is getting attacked by a chopper now. Again, I don't know where to look because there's so many battles on track, but I think the closest battle is between Ritson. So hopefully Ritson can find his way past the Sauber driver and hopefully get back to the top 5. Excuse me. Ritson comes round the final corner. His back end looks a little bit wobbly for my liking, but he has got DRS. But I don't think he's going to be close enough. He's going to go. If I know Ritson's going to go for it, yes he is. He pulls to the inside, down the inside goes Ritson, and that is a fantastic move. But Farfberth going to fight it back, and no, he can't do nothing about that. And Ritson keeps the place and can now go hunting into the top 5. But behind them, the fight for, oh my god, look at all of this. Huberto getting caught up in these guys. I think he's going to be very frustrated. Oh, look at that. Someone got off the track there. Oh, Joe's out, racer. Oh, Chopper is out as well. Oh my god, big crash. Absolutely huge crash. I mean, Y-Racer I think has got wing damage from that. Joe has definitely got wing damage. And yeah, Carl I think hasn't got any, so Carl's been quite lucky to not get any damage from that. Rich, I don't think, I think Rich might have end plate damage, I'm not too sure. Huberto doesn't look like he has, but Jay Carthy and Robo Jeep going side by side, and Jay Carty getting a move done there quite nicely on Robo Jeep. That's a good move for him, and I think Toro Rosso driver might have wing damage. I think he does. Yes, he's pitting. Gonna make sure he goes into the pits alright, and he does. So a lot of pit stoppers. Mr. Stim being one of them. So Stim getting wing damage as well. Not what you want to see. But we move on, and the closest battle on track is, I'm going to say, the fight for second between Chill Drive and Tin Can. Again, time penalties around here are very, very strict, especially turn 4. So that could decide the win here tonight. But hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully win is decided on track, because that would be absolutely fantastic, because Chill Drive is off the track. So now Tin Can, this is his chance to go for second place and ruin Chill Drive's amazing pole lap. Oh, Chill Drive's gone wide. Has Chill Drive got wing damage? Or are them tyres just dirty? But Chill Drive has been put under a lot of pressure here, and the Red Bull driver is having none of it. I think Chill Drive might have wing damage. Let's see if he pits, and he doesn't pit, so this could be interesting for Tin Can here. If he gets past, he could put a fight onto Mr. Sky, who's just starting to creep up the road. The gap just under 2 seconds as we start lap 7. Tin Can, oh, Chill Drive defended that very, very late. Tin Can has to go the long way round the outside. He'll try to go for the switchback though. Oh, Chill Drive defending very, very well there. And he's going to down the inside. Yes, he does. But again, Chill Drive keeps that place, and the two continue to fight. Of course, this battling could allow Chill's teammate Cam to get involved in this battle. He's slowly closing the gap to them, so hopefully he can get involved. But Ritson still not been able to shrug off the Sauber driver. So maybe Ritson might be struggling, or might have a little bit of wing damage. I think he might have end plate damage on the left hand side. But is he going to go for a move now like Ritson did earlier? No, he doesn't. He thinks better of it. And I think Ritson does have wing damage. And I think Verstappen did as well, because he's pit as well. So that's now put Ritson up into 5th. Oh, Farf. Oh, Ryan's off. I missed that. I think Farf might have touched Ritson. And now Ryan is off the track, and we'll have to rejoin sensibly, or it could end quite badly. Rich goes past. Y-Racer, yeah, I think Ryan's alright, but he has got wing damage. So I don't know what happened there with Ritson, Farf, and wait, where is Ritson? Okay, sorry, we've got a battle for second. Tin Can and Chill Drive. Tin Can getting the move done. Will Chill Drive go down, back down the inside? No, he doesn't. He thinks better of it. Tin Can looks up, and that of course allows Chill Drive to close a little bit, but nothing happening. Trench Gun back up into 6th place, getting past the Sauber driver or Farfber, who I think might have a little bit of wing damage. Oh, and Trench Gun getting clipped there from behind. Again, that's not what you want to see, especially mid corner. That'll just unsettle the car, and before you know it, you're off the track and in the wall. But Trench Gun will now go chasing after Ritson, who must be carrying wing damage. There's no way this is his pace on the soft tyre. But up ahead, Chill Drive not really gaining on Tin Can. I think Tin Can's gained about half a second there through sector 2. So again, I think Chill Drive might have a little bit of damage, which again is just not helping him get onto the back of the Red Bull driver. Let's see what he can do through the final corner. See if he can gain a little bit of time and just see how much he's understeering. Yeah, you can see that I think he might have a little bit of end plate damage. So Chill Drive want to get to the lap where he pits quite quickly, so he can fix that wing. and start again. But Trench Gun going for a move on Ritson, and now look at this, we've got the Sauber driver off Faf, but is he going to go for a move on Ritson as well? He is. So Ritson, I think, has got wing damage because he had fantastic pace at the start, and now he has to concede that place to Farfber and Trench Gun. So Trench Gun's come out of nowhere here, and surely is a contender for a podium today. He's shown great pace after having that off as well. And Huberto as well, actually back into the fight as well. And look at this, Jay Carty going past Ritson as well. Now look at Huberto down the inside of his teammate into turn 4. I think Ritson let that go there. Definitely wise from Ritson to let his teammate go. And we could see Ritson into the pits this lap because he has lost a lot of ground. He's now down into 9th place. So I think all eyes now are on his teammate Huberto to see what he can do, see if he can make his way out the field. He's got the pace too. Up ahead, Tin Can slowly catching Mr. Sky. And Chill Drive struggling with that wing damage. He must have wing damage, there's no way he's understeering like that for fun. And Cam now starting to close that gap a little bit. It's sort of stayed at 3.8 now for the last couple of laps. So it's good to know that he's on the same pace as his teammate and Tin Can. But Mr. Sky doing a fantastic job at the minute as he stays in P1 for the minute. So we are coming close to the pit window. I'd say lap 14, maybe 15. We're going to see people pit off the softs. That's just a guess from me. That's not a definite answer. But that's when we could see people pit. And Ritson has chose to pit now. So Ritson must have had wing damage. Let's quickly see. He's come up back out of the pit, so he must have had wing damage. So let's see what he can do on them fresh medium tyres. And Farfber is actually in a really good spot here to get some decent points. He's on the harder tyre, keeping with the guys in top. I'm not going to say top 5, I'll say from 5th downwards. I'll say 5th to 10th. So he's kept with them. So when he pits, he'll be on the soft tyres, and all these guys around him are going to be on the slower tyres. So it will be very, very interesting to see what he can do on the softer tyre. But behind them we've got Huberto starting to make inroads on Jay Carty. Let's see if he can make the move. But again, problem with Hungary, the only real place you can overtake is turn 1 with the DRS. But of course if you're on a train and you're at the back of that train, there's no way you're going to pass. But luckily for Huberto, Jay Carty doesn't have DRS. He's going to go down the inside. He's going to try go around the outside. Try go for a bit of a switchback. He does get the run. So this could be a move done for Huberto, but Jay Carty's just got a better exit than him. So that means that Jay Carty holds on for another lap, or does he? Because Huberto looked like he was going to go down the inside as Cam gets a time penalty there. So we've seen, I think Tin Can get a time penalty, and now Cam. So lap 11, and 2 people I think only to have time penalties is very, very good, considering how difficult turn 4 is on strict corner cutting. So I think around this time is where the mediums are going to start coming into play now. So watch out for Farfber and Carl, because they're not too far behind the soft runners, so they should start to close in on them quite quickly. And Mr. Stim gets a time penalty for good measure. He's just got on board with him. He's right behind. Oh, Robo Jeep's gone. Wow, I saw that, but I just went off him, and yeah, he's gone off the track. But luckily it was his rear that hit the wall, but not his front wing, so he's going to be able to carry on. But I think, I don't know, these guys are driving, to me, just with really bad understeer. See, a really bad understeer or oversteer. You can see here Robo Jeep's car absolutely all over the place. But Huberto going for a move on Jay Carty. I missed that move, but that is Huberto up into 7th place, and now he can maybe go and fight the Sauber driver or Farfber. So Ritson sets the fastest lap on their medium tyres. So yeah, Ritson must have had wing damage, because he just lost a whole lot of pace middle of his stint. Whether the tyres just overheated and he just couldn't control the car, or he did get wing damage, I don't know. But he is putting in some good laps now, and of course we'll get the undercut on the guys who are still out on the soft tyres. So it'll be interesting to see where Ritson does rejoin. So while the gaps are quite spread out, I'm going to take a quick drink and I'll be back in a minute. Watch out for the Sauber driver off Farfberg, because his mediums are going to start working now, and you can see they are now, because he's all over the back of Trenchgun, and Ritson setting another fastest laps, and he's actually right behind Verstappen. So watch out for this sort of three-man train, see where this ends up. But again, Trenchgun running really wide, and that's allowed Farfberg to make the place. So them soft tyres on that Renault must be hitting a cliff. And Huberto starts licking his lips, seeing that Trenchgun is struggling. See how much he is actually struggling. So this should be an easy move for the McLaren driver, but of course both being on the same compound, same laps being driven. Is Huberto's tyres going to hit the cliff as well? Or has he just been easier on the tyres and can now exploit the extra grip he's got? At the moment I'd say yes, because Trenchgun is all over the place. I think this might be him pitting, and he doesn't pit, so Huberto surely will get the move done. Don't want to see behind, I want to see in front. There's yellows in sector 2, don't know who that is, I want to see in front. I'll just have to stay on board with Huberto, see if we can get the move done, but I don't think he will. And he doesn't, so let's quickly go back to the the other three-man train of Ritson, Verstappen and Wire Racer. And now Verstappen with DRS and Racer is going to go for a move. Wire Racer goes defensive, Ritson tries to break late. Ooh, that's wing damage for Ritson. That was stupid for Ritson. Should have just backed out and just kept his wing clean. But Ritson, he'll have to go to the end of the Grand Prix now with wing damage, and we saw how much pace he lost, and you can see through the fast right-hander how much he's having to understeer that car. So this could be Ritson maybe calling it a day if he loses more of his front wing. So that's a disappointing end to the battling. But up ahead, Tinkan within DRS to the championship race leader, Mr. Sky. Now can Tinkan stay with, or even he can potentially go for the undercut here, as can Chill Drive now, because they're all sort of within 1 to 2 seconds of each other, and Huberto opts for that undercut. So Ritson, if he wants to pit, he'll have to go for another lap. He goes in sector 2. Who is that? I believe that might have been Robo or Joe even. I think that was Stim. Yeah, Stim. So Stim's off. So Stim has had an off somewhere, and I think he might have got more wing damage. I think he has. So Stim might be calling it a day as well now. So Huberto, where does Huberto rejoin? Huberto joins behind his teammate, and now Verstappen going for a move back on Ritson. Ritson defends it well with wing damage as well, so Ritson showing good pace here, but Verstappen going to go around the outside. Ritson covers him off, and Verstappen will have to back out of that and think of another way to pass the McLaren driver, who of course has got wing damage, but I don't think he's aware that he has. Oh, Verstappen taking turn 4 very, very quick there. And let's go on board with Wire Racer, because he must be getting absolutely frustrated behind Rich, who has had a quiet race so far, still in the points, still in 9th place. That's good for him as he fights off the likes of Wire Racer, Ritson, Verstappen and Huberto, who's just come out of the pit. So to rejoin in this train is a bit annoying, but again, if the leaders pit, then they could find themselves in this train as well. So this could be very, very interesting to see where they come out. Trenchgun is in the pits as well. Let's see where all these guys rejoin. Mr. Sky, he's out the pits, as is Chill Drive, and Carl gets to jump on Chill Drive. Of course, Carl hasn't pitted yet, and Jay Carty right behind the net race lead. So I mean, if Jay Carty got in front there, it would have done Tin Can an absolute solid job there. But unfortunately, Mr. Sky got out just in front, timed that just right. And now, Wire Racer. Oh, Ritson going around the outside. Sorry, I just saw the timing screens there. Ritson, is he going to make it stick? No, he doesn't. I think that wing damage is definitely hindering him from getting past these guys. He's just got to keep it cool, keep a clean head, and he'll no doubt still get some points from this race. As Wire Racer and Rich getting ever closer. That's allowing Ritson and Verstappen and Huberto now, who's joined this train, and you can just see how much time Huberto's lost in this train, because the closest guy to him is Chill Drive, and he's only, well, 14 seconds up the road, so rip. But Tin Can is in the pits, so is he going to get the undercut on on Mr. Sky? Tin Can's going to come out the pits. This is going to be very close, and there goes Mr. Sky, and Tin Can comes out. Is he going to rejoin in front of Carl? Yes, he does. So that's a very good overcut from Tin Can. Not lost that much time. One lap pressure tyres, which could come in very handy towards the end of the race. But behind them, is Ritson going to let his teammate go, or is Ritson going to go for it? Ritson goes for a move. Oh my god, that is an almighty dive bomb. Huberto, will he get the move done on the Wire Racer? I think he will. I think Ritson's just had enough of being behind these guys. Oh, I think Ritson's got more wing damage. Yes, he has. He has. Now, will Ritson let his teammate go? I think he's got no choice here. He has to. Mr. Sky gets dumping. That could prove costly. Two McLarens going side by side again, and Ritson backs up again to let his teammate go. And I think Ritson has got more wing damage. I believe, yes, he has. Front right, you can see he's losing more than a couple of end plates now. So Ritson not had a good race at all, and he'll be ruining some of the moves that he's made. But hopefully Ritson carries on and can still find some good points, because he has got pace on these guys. Just he hasn't really had a clean race, and now Wire Race is out of the race. Oh my god! Almost clipped Trench Gun as well. So Trench Gun getting very lucky there. But look at this, Ritson fighting for his life against Verstappen and Jay Carty LFC. And again, look at this Trench Gun. I'm going to go on board with Trench Gun. Ritson has pulled off, and I think Ritson is indeed going to call it a day. I believe he is. So it's unfortunate for Ritson. He had the pace today to fight with the top three without a shadow of a doubt. And for his worries, gets a 5-second stop go. So this could be the end of Ritson's race, or is he going to carry on? I'll be very surprised if he does. But back to where Ritson would have been, 9th, 10th and 11th. Verstappen, Jay Carty, Trench Gun, all in the same bit of track together. And just up ahead we've got Rich as well, and in front of them Huberto, who's actually made very good progress considering his earlier off. And the likes of Tin Can and Chill Drive all sort of didn't really gain that much time on each other, but the front three definitely closing in on each other, with Tin Can getting, I think that's his second penalty now. So that's going to be unfortunate for him. But Cam is now into the pits. Let's see where he rejoins in relation to the other guys, and he's going to rejoin. I'm going to say yeah, he's going to rejoin in a nice bit of track, way out in front of Huberto, and no one really around him to bother him. So yeah, it's a good pit stop from Cam, and it's got a 5-second buffer to Carl, who has got to pit still. So Cam will find himself in 5th place, maybe even 4th place when Farfberg pits as well. So again, this is getting very close here, but Verstappen and Rich going side by side. Trench Gun behind, going for a move as well on Rich, and that is a very good move from Trench Gun there, from out of nowhere, getting the move done. I'm going to go on board with Jay Carty to see how this unfolds. Ooh, the Renault of Trench Gun getting very close to Verstappen, and all 4 cars seem to filter through quite well with no damage, it seems. But look at this, Jay Carty gets the move on Rich. I think Rich backed out of that, so it's good driving from Rich there, realising that he wasn't going to be able to make it side by side. And Jay Carty having an absolute mare through turn 5, and that's allowed Rich to get right on the back of him. So can Rich fight back, but up ahead Trench Gun going side by side with Verstappen. This is a track where going side by side is pretty much death, but Trench Gun proving he can do it. Now he's going to go for a move here. Oh, he thought about it, he did think about it, and Trench Gun unfortunately isn't able to go for it. But up ahead, look at this, we got fight for the lead, and Farfber, who hasn't even pitted yet. Ooh, Tin Can gets on the grass. I think he's still got his wing. He has. That's allowed Chill Drive to close up massively. He's got to run. Don't go for it, Chill. Don't go for it. He's got to go around the outside. There's a turn 4. This is going to end in absolute murder. Chill's off. Chill's spun. Yeah, and Tin Can has been able to carry on. Stupid to go side by side through turn 4. And Chill Drive again falling down the order now. Now we've got Huberto to contend with, and now them tyres are going to be absolutely boiling as Richardson sets fast. So Richardson has carried on, so fair play to him for carrying on given what's happened to him. As yeah, I knew going side by side through turn 4 was not going to end well for either Chill Drive or Tin Can, and unfortunately for Chill Drive it's not ended well for him. Should have maybe backed out of it and stayed behind Tin Can. Had the momentum anyway, so would have been with him. And Farfber does indeed decide to pit. So that's now, well, I mean, say he decided to pit and do a bit of law mowing there, but he's pit, so he'll fit the soft tyres and go comfortably to the end of the Grand Prix. Now, does Chill Drive have wing damage? I don't think he does. Oh, I think he does actually. I think he might have a right side end plate damage. So that's going to allow Huberto to maybe catch up. Wait, will Huberto get out in front of Farfber? It's going to be very close. Huberto needs this. Farfber, does he brake late? He does. And gives enough space to Huberto, who goes around the outside. That's a great move from Huberto to go around the outside. But Farfber still there around his outside now. And again, Huberto defends it well. And Farfber will have to stay behind Huberto. Now we saw how this ended last lap for Chill. Would he go for it? No, he doesn't. And yeah, Farfber will have a frustrating middle sector now because he's got to stay behind that McLaren who's on the harder tyres. So I can only imagine how it must feel for him. But up ahead, Tin Can and Mr. Sky now between two of them as they fight out for the win. At the moment, I think Mr. Sky has an advantage of a 3-second time penalty. I think he does. I think Tin Can has 2 penalties. But Tin Can with the DRS now. ERS and slipstream, is he going to be able to go for a move? He's gaining. He's not gaining enough though. Oh, broke really late there as Carl comes into the pits. Promotes Cam up into P3. So Cam up into a podium position. I don't think he would have expected this with his teammate in 4th and slowly gaining on him. But I don't think Cam will be giving up this place as easy as expected, as Huberto defending off from Farfber. Farfber going for a really audacious move down the inside and actually made it stick. So well done to him. He's now up into 5th place and can now maybe go chasing after Chill Drive, who's only 4.5 seconds up the road, and with really hot medium tyres at the moment after that spin, he'll sort of be a sitting duck towards the end of the race. But other than that, I mean, we saw Jay Carty just get past Verstappen there. Rich and Ryan going at it. Oh no, Ryan's in the pits, my bad. So Rich up into 12th. Robo Jeep will have to pit again, as will Verstappen, I believe, doing 15 laps on a set of mediums and only lap 22. If you go to the end, then hats off to you, because I don't think I could do that myself. And Ritson has, I thought that was Ritson. Robo Jeep has retired from the session. Let's see where he binned it. I think it might have been turn 4, and it is. You can see down the right hand side, and so has Rich. Almost binning it now. I think he might have got wing damage from that, so he'll no doubt have to pit. And Ritson with another wing change, and I think he's going for fastest lap. I think that's going to be a given. What tyres does he put on? Doesn't actually say. So it says medium tyres, 8 laps, so I think he's put on the same set of mediums he had on before. So maybe Ritson can go for fastest lap and then call it a day, but I think Rich has definitely got wing damage from that. Seen a lot of guys bin it in turn 4. Got Cole now behind Trench Gun. This could be a good battle between these two. Carl Meds on the faster tyre, Trench Gun on the slower tyre. Is he going to go for it? Please don't. Please don't. Oh my god. Oh my god. Almost. Why are people going for moves in turn 4? I think I must be the only person that has a brain. But luckily for these two, Trench Gun I think was aware of it and did give him the space. And Carl, I think last second did back out of it, so fair play to him. I think maybe he wanted Trench Gun to break first. But Trench Gun not having none of it and keeping the place. But for how long? Not very long if you ask me. Excuse me. Up ahead, ooh, got Farfbert and Chill Drive actually going at it as well. So I did say Chill Drive would be a sitting duck. And already lap 24, of course if he's got wing damage as well, then he's going to be absolutely struggling. Now Farfbert on the quicker tyre, going to see this battle and quickly go back to Trench Gun and Carl Meds. Farfbert down the inside, Chill Drive not really fighting it. He goes for a bit of a switchback though and doesn't get the move done, but up ahead Carl Meds and Trench Gun going side by side. Carl has to go around the outside. They're still side by side. He's got the inside for this corner, but then that'll switch to the outside for Trench Gun. Ooh, a little bit of contact, nothing too major, and Carl Meds gets the move done. Good move from Carl there, good overall racing from both of them. And Chill Drive again conceding the place to Farfbert, who I think you can see he's definitely got wing damage, but up ahead to fight for the lead ever intensifies as Tin Can starts putting Mr. Sky under pressure. It's been a good battle between these two all race long, and Mr. Tin Can surely has the better run this time. Surely he's got the DRS. Mr. Sky I think just running slightly lower wings than him. He's going to have to dive it down inside. He tries to. Mr. Sky aware of it, gives him the space, but breaks late himself and defends again from Tin Can. Behind them Huberto gaining now on Chill Drive, so this is for sort of Huberto just gaining a little bit of ground on Chill Drive in the championship. The points difference between them only 12 points, so this will be huge for him to get past Huberto as Trench Gun loses contact to Carl Meds, who's now just over a second in front. Going to stay with Huberto though, because this is more or less for championship ground. Oh, you see how much Chill Drive there, how much he's struggling and with that wing damage. Now Huberto, just keep it cool. You know you've got the advantage here. No need to go for a silly move unless Chill Drive opens opportunity, and I think he has, because he's off the track, and that's allowing Carl to get involved in this battle as well. So Chill Drive could lose more points here. Huberto, is he going to go down the inside? Yes he is. Chill Drive, he has to fight this. Oh, there's slight contact. Chill Drive's off the road. Carl, is he going to get involved as well? No, he doesn't. Oh, Carl's off. Carl's off. Carl spun. Carl don't join. Oh. So Carl was off the track. I think that looked a little bit like desync there. Tin Can and Mr. Sky going at it again. Tin Can and Mr. Sky defending superbly from Tin Can. Huberto and Chill Drive now. Huberto getting the move done on Chill Drive, but Chill Drive not having none of it. He wants that move done. He wants to get it back in front of his nearest rival. He's got a very, very good run on him. It's going to go to the outside, and Huberto defends out a treat. So now it's Trench Gun's turn to catch up to Chill Drive. I mean, if Chill Drive isn't careful here, he's going to lose a lot of places and a lot of points to Huberto. So at the end of qualifying, it was Chill Drive who had the advantage, but now, given actions that have happened in the race, it's now Huberto who's got the advantage here. And Tin Can gets another penalty. I'm just going to quickly check penalties, and so Mr. Sky has, oh wow, so Tin Can has 3 penalties and Mr. Sky only has 1. And now it's Trench Gun's turn to try and pass Chill Drive, but up in front. Tin Can going for a move again on Mr. Sky. He's blocking the brakes. That's a good move from Tin Can there, gets the move done, but on penalties Mr. Sky does have it so far, unless Mr. Sky has an absolute meltdown and concedes a lot of penalties. But back up in front, Trench Gun and Chill Drive is defending now, so he knows now he's at risk of losing more points to Huberto. Trench Gun down the inside, Chill Drive breaks later than him. Trench Gun will have to go the long way round, but Chill Drive defends it well. He's going to go down the inside. Yes, he is. Oh, that's very late braking from Trench Gun. Too late, if you ask me. And Trench Gun stays behind, and that's going to allow Jay Carter to catch up. And again, we're seeing side-by-side action through turn 4. Please, one of you back out. We don't want to see this happen again. It's happened again. And they've made it go. Oh, no, they haven't. Trench Gun's off. Trench Gun is off and in the wall. And I've got to say, some stupid driving I've seen tonight. Why would you try and make it side by side through turn 4? Especially Chill Drive, who earlier on we saw lost his race because of it, but then tried to go side by side with Trench Gun again. Another driver through turn 4. So it's not been a good day for Chill Drive, as Carl Med's now all over the back of the Force Indy driver. Is he going to go for a move? If I was Carl, I'd go for it now, and he does. Goes down the inside. Chill Drive defending quite hard now, because I think he knows that the game is up. And yeah, it's just not been a good evening for the Force Indy driver. But Carl down inside into the final corner. Wow. If he can get this done before turn 1, that would be a fantastic move. And he has got the DRS, and he is going to get it done to go on board with Verstappen to see what he can see. Again, he's a spectator here. Carmen's down the inside. Chill Drive, I think he's going to go for a bit of a switchback. He is. Is he going to get the exit though? I don't think he has. And Carl Med's gains a place on Chill Drive, whose evening has gone from bad to worse. And now he's got Verstappen behind him, who again should get the move done here. But again, this is going to be through turn 4 again. This is going to be through turn 4 again. Yes, it is. No, Verstappen has a brain and backs out. Chill Drive though off the track. They're side by side through turn 5. Oh, Verstappen. Oh, wow. Verstappen touched Chill Drive's rear and just lost him the car. But luckily for Verstappen, he's able to keep it and carry on. So I think it's only a matter of time before Chill Drive loses a place, and Trench Gun comes out in 12th place. And Ritson, I was going to say Ritson's still carrying on, but I don't think he is after seeing that of him in a wall. So Ritson, his day goes from bad to absolutely terrible, as his championship position isn't really under threat because he's in 3rd place, and the nearest guy behind him is I think about 50 points behind. So yeah, let's see what Verstappen can do against Chill Drive. Can he get the move done into turn 1? Chill Drive with wing damage, hot tyres. He's going to be struggling. And Chill Drive, does he defend? No, he doesn't. And Verstappen quite easily makes the move stick. Yes, he does. Ooh, very late braking there from Chill Drive. Almost running to the back of him. And Verstappen says thank you very much. Now Huberto will be gaining 2 for 8 points. That's huge. That is absolutely huge for Huberto, who at the end of qualifying wasn't even in this race, and Ritson has indeed decided to call it a day. There's only so much you can take before you do call it a day. But now Trench getting past Ryan for 12th place, which is last place. So we've had 8 retirements here tonight, all at turn 4 through either going side by side, which is just death in itself, or just poor driving. And I think Richard got wing damage from earlier on in the race. So Richard's race at that point was pretty much done, because when he came out the pits he was in traffic, and I think got wing damage again through braking late into turn 1. And again from then on it just went from bad to worse for the McLaren driver. And one man who's having a terrible afternoon is Chill Drive, and he does indeed decide to pit. So again, this could be critical for him. So if he pits and he messes up again, that's it. With 5 laps remaining though, you know, you've got to feel for Chill Drive. I mean, being a victim of turn 4 and then being the murderer of turn 4, you know, it is a hard pill to swallow. But Chill Drive, he'll still have the lead of the championship, so he can come away tonight with the lead still. But that gap would have closed by 10 points, I believe. No, wait, 2, 4, 6, 8 points, sorry. And now Chill Drive out on a set of ultras, so he's going to be absolutely blinding as Trench Gun sets fastest lap of 18.6. Chill Drive's going to absolutely demolish that lap just on the tyre compound alone. So at this point there's not really much battles going on. So let's have a quick look and see who's gained the most places. And you can see there Farfber's gaining 13 places, Jay Carty gaining 14 places. So again, a good race for Jay Carty and Farfber. Rich has gained 6 places. He finds himself in the points. That's a good result for him so far. Carl Med's up 7. Tin Can up 3. Cam up 3 as well. I think Cam's actually on for P. Might be on for P2 in this race. Let's have a quick look. So it's, I mean, if he hasn't got any time penalties, then he's definitely on for. Oh, never mind. He's got 1 penalty. Mr. Sky has 1 penalty. 1, 2, 3. So 9 seconds of penalties for Tin Can. Yeah, I think Tin Can needs to get 1 more penalty for Cam to get 2nd place. But no, nevertheless, it's still a podium for the Force India driver. So no doubt a good race for him tonight. And for Farfber, as I said, gaining 14 places and only 7.5 seconds off the podium. So a good result for him. He'll no doubt come away tonight with a big smile on his face, as will Jay Carty as well. Again, I feel like he's been sort of a ghost this race, but again, being a ghost in a race isn't necessarily a bad thing, because you can find yourself where he is now in 6th place, sort of in no man's land. Sort of everyone in no man's land. We've got Trench Gun right behind Rich, so this is a close battle. So I am going to stay on board with Trench Gun and see if he can make the move at the end of this lap. That's a bit strange there. I don't know about Trench's let Rich by. You can see their chill drive 17.1. I think that's like a 2.5 quicker than Trench's last lap. So I think maybe Trench Gun went for a move. I didn't quite see it, but he'll no doubt get the move done now with DRS on Rich as they go down the start-finish straight. But Rich running quite low wings by the looks of it, so I think Trench Gun might be ruining that mistake by letting him pass again. But again, I think it just shows respect between drivers and Trench Gun. I think he has got wing damage, so I think maybe Trench Gun might clip the wall on that last lap. And he's in sector 2. Who is that? Oh, Verstappen is off. Now again, that is crucial for Chill Drive, because if Chill Drive can get a move on here, he could battle Verstappen. He needs to be careful here though, because their mediums now are lap 33. He's been on them tyres 25 laps, so to still go on these set of tyres is fantastic for him. So a fair play to him. But you see, I thought he was losing the back end there. Chill Drive 8 seconds behind, 2 laps. Can he do it? I mean, if Verstappen makes another mistake, then you've got to feel that he is. Excuse me. But I personally don't see it happening. And Tin Can actually, more importantly, he's got a 3-second gap to Mr. Sky. And he needs another 3 seconds, I think. 2, 3, 1. Yeah, he does. So Mr. Sky looking clean, only 1 penalty, and that's it. So Tin Can needs another 3 seconds if he wants to win this race. He's got 2 laps to do it. Judging by the pace he's shown, I think he might be close, because Mr. Sky just hasn't really got a reply for him. See, he's going wide at the final corner, trying to get a better run, but I mean, he's losing a lot of time doing that. And up ahead, Trench Gun and Rich Gun side by side again. I think Trench Gun getting that move done, and now Rich, unfortunately, outside the points. And yeah, Rich going to be quite disappointed with that. He might be able to get the move done again, because Trench Gun does indeed have a front left wing damage. He does, a couple of end plates missing, so Rich might have one more bite at cherry to get the move done. But this is looking like a race wrapped up for Mr. Sky, as he looks to take the win here in Hungary, as Tin Can still trying to get that gap up. It's up to 4 seconds, so another 2 seconds and he should have the win. But again, anything can happen in his last few laps, as we see with Verstappen And a chill drive, to be fair to him, 5.2 seconds a gap, so this could be very close between the two of them. And you can see Verstappen's tyres are absolutely dead, especially with that spin. It wouldn't have had the temperatures all the way at all, but he's able to still carrying on 27 laps on a set of medium tyres. What is this man's tyre wear? Absolutely OP is what it is. And Verstappen carries on. I see the back end though is starting to kick out a lot now, so we will have to be careful. And Tin Can 4.2, so this is the last lap of the race. As chill drive down enough. Going to be a race to forget for him, definitely, with the incidents he's been involved in. I think did he fix his wing? I don't think he fixed his wing. Trench Gun gets a penalty as well, so that might open the door for Rich again. Let's have a quick look on the last lap. So Trench Gun, penalty and a warning. Ah, it doesn't. Okay, so that just evens it now. So Rich still has a chance. And going to quickly go on board with Tin Can. And who is that Sauber? Ryan has retired from the session on the last lap. So I think he was in P12. So that doesn't change anything, but it is Tin Can trying. He needs 1.2 seconds to get the gap he needs to win the race, but I don't think it's going to happen. He's got a couple more corners to do it. But I think Mr. Sky is going to get it, but it is Tin Can on track who does win the race. But I do believe Sky has got it. So a Tin Can wins. Sky will come across the line, finish in second, but will get the win. Yes, he does, by 7/10 of a second. Cam will come across the line in third place. A very good race from him. Nice and quiet, which is the way we like it sometimes. Farfber again, a fantastic result from him. Outside the top 10 to get fourth place. Good result for him. Huberto in fifth. A huge result for him tonight, as he looks to gain ground on chill drive. Jay Carty in sixth, again a quiet race from him, but he will not complain. Finishes in sixth place. Carl as well, a decent performance from him. Verstappen, although we lost the rear a couple laps ago, he is going to hold on to 8th place, and chill drive will be very disappointed with starting on pole and finishing in 9th place. Then we've got Trench, who will finish in 10th place, and then we just wait on Rich, who still trying to chase down Trench, but nevertheless I don't think it's going to happen. It's now 2 seconds to gap, and then fresh soft tyres doing Trench good in here as he runs out the top 10 and collects the final point of tonight. So Trench around the final corner, he's going to come home in 10th, and Rich will come home in 11th, and we've had 9 retirements here tonight. And that's been the Hungarian Grand Prix. Mr. Sky, Tin Can and Cam rounding out the podium places. So we see the celebrations there. Mr. Sky keeping it clean on time penalties and picking up the win. Tin Can in second, a good race from him, and Cam, a fantastic podium for him as they celebrate now. I'll quickly skip that and go through the full grid. So we've got Mr. Sky finishing in first, Tin Can in second, Cam in third, Farfber in fourth, a good race for him, starting 17th. Huberto in fifth, Jay Carty in sixth, Carmed 7th, Verstappen in 8th, Chill Drive in 9th, a race to forget for him, Trench Gun in 10th, and Rich just missing out the top 10, and Ryan, Job, Ritson, Rubber Jeep, Y-Racer, Mr. Stim, and Chopper, Weiberg and the main aspect all DNFing or getting disqualified. So that has been the Hungarian Grand Prix. I won't be doing podium interviews tonight because I haven't got everyone added, and by the time I get everyone added and get them in, it will just drag the time on. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the Hungarian Grand Prix. My name's been Cliffy, and I hope you did enjoy my commentary. Whether I'll be here next week, I don't know. I'm just sort of a fill-in for anyone that can't make it. So if I do commentate this league again, I very much look forward to it and see how the title does indeed pan out. But that has been ILR Hungary, and we'll see you next week, same place, same time. See you then.